Hello beautiful people, welcome back to our YouTube channel and thank you so much for joining today. If this is your first time here, please do not forget, click the subscribe button below this video and subscribe to our channel. All right, our goal is to take the channel to 30k in few weeks to come. Thank you so much for understanding. So today's video, I'm going to be talking about a country in Europe or in the European Union where you can migrate with your family. In this particular country, you can equally migrate to without the ielts exam, depending on the university in which you apply to. In the same country, you can equally study for just maybe less than 250,000 naira. I'm talking about the tuition fee. Tuition fee in this particular country range between 363 euros, 776, some 1,400. So tuition fee range between 363 to around 1,400 in some state universities. Let me be specific here, all right, because there are private universities, there are public universities in this particular country, and the country I'm talking about is called Austria. So if you intend to apply to Austria, or if you have a family, you want to move with the family at once, then this is a video for you to keep watching till the end. I will talk about the deadlines for applications. I will talk about the application itself. I will talk about the fees and some of the schools. First, let's start with some universities that are located in Austria. If you want to study a degree program, a master's or PhD in Austria, then you need to start by checking the universities. Make Google your friend. The highest thing you need at the beginning of the application stage or at the beginning of the study abroad journey is the application. You need to apply to a school. Applying to universities in Austria is not mere biscuit you chew. All right, you have to do a lot of work, especially when it comes to documentation. I'm going to talk about the documentation to you very soon so that you understand what you are going to be doing. And remember that there are various stages you need to go about the application process. Down a list of some of the schools you could check include the University of Innsbruck, all right, the University of Salzburg, the University of Vienna, University of Applied Sciences, because there are equally applied science universities in Austria, and of course you can equally look at the medical universities. But if you are looking at the medical universities, I believe you should have maybe an idea of medicine, or you want to study medicine. That is the reason you are looking at medical universities. Otherwise, you shouldn't be looking at them, because the medicine is going to be taught in their language, maybe the German or the Austrian language, but most predominantly the German language. So you are not going to get medicine otherwise, except you have to study the language. Now, what are some of the documents you need to apply for universities in Austria? Guys, please let me draw your attention to the fact that nationalities have different documents they are going to be submitting for application process. Someone from Nigeria will not have the same documents as someone coming from Cameroon, and the procedures may be different. But basic documents that you need in order to submit these applications to most Austrian universities, especially the University of Applied Sciences, include your ielts certificate. You equally have your NECO certificate. All right, you can use it as well. Remember, the scratch cards will be there. Now, as an international student who is very passionate to migrate abroad, if you locate these universities, you equally need to check their requirements and you check their tuition fee. All right, you are not checking all those things because you just like to check. You want to be aware of some of the things that are available or what they offer. Again, also check which documents they are going to be using. All right, most universities in Austria has almost the same required documents, except some universities that will be asking for your mature exam. However, the basic documents that you need include your BSc transcript, all right, and attestation. You equally need your ielts certificate. Remember, the BSc transcript and attestation or the certificate is for those who are going for master's degree, and those who equally have ordinary levels and advanced level certificate, they can apply for a bachelor's degree program. All right, when you apply for the bachelor's degree program, these documents now are the same documents. You have to carry them to the Ministry of Education, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the VFS office for verification, and of course the Austrian embassy. I'm going to explain a little further very soon. Now, can you work in Austria as an international student? Yes, you can work in Austria. All right, maximum you can work is 25 hours a week, so that it doesn't really interfere with your studies. So you should know this and know it very well. Now, we have talked about the application. We have talked about the tuition fee. We already know the tuition fee. We know the schools. Let's discuss about accommodation. If you have admissions to migrate to Austria, then you would be needing an accommodation from a university. Another thing you need to put into consideration is the legalization. If you must apply to any university in Austria, you have to be strategic, plan well and strategize well. This is why I'm saying this. This is already March, and a lot of things will be in place, which means that if you are looking at the legalization procedure right now, it may be difficult for you. Remember, after the Ministry of Education, Ministries of Foreign Affairs, they have to first of all go for verification. And for this verification process, their lawyer, all right, their lawyer, I mean here, is the embassy's lawyer. If you didn't know, they have lawyers, all right. Their lawyer have to go again and start doing the verification before they will leave the verification office to the embassy for legalization, before you will take the documents to apply for your university. So if you want to look at it critically, this thing is going to take at least 2 months from now, which is April, May, and I would not advise you to start. In fact, there is no school that is open in June in Austria. If I remember vividly, most of the schools will end May. So you have to be strategic. Now, my point is, if at the end of this month you have not still gotten your legalized documents, you have to look for another country, all right, and do this process start another process with another country. Otherwise, because most of the schools would be closing at the end of this March, many of them will close in the middle of April, late April. So if at the end of April you have not applied to a school, know that you will start your application only in August again, in case you want to study in the US. But remember, I am updating you for Austria. Yesterday, one of my friends received an email from Johann Kepler's University that they rejected his application because he would not. In fact, they gave him 2 weeks to do legalization, and we were discussing, and I told him, bro, this is what you have to do. Just check another country, because if you want to start the legalization first, let's forget about the money involved. You understand? You may have the money, but the process is going to delay you a lot if you are not very careful. And if you don't start another process, you may lose both sides. So please think very well before you do your application. There are a lot of countries in the European Union you can migrate to. Some are closed, but some are still open. So do your due diligence and make sure you start dropping your applications before the window closes till the end. I hope